Death Valley. The name alone is enough to make you pause, but the reality is worse than the name suggests. Most people think it's just a scary title given to an empty desert, but the true nature of Death Valley is even more brutal, more unforgiving, and more dangerous than many might believe. This place doesn't just threaten your life, it can take it away before you even realize you're in trouble. The valley is beautiful, mysterious, and deadly. Its dangers aren't always loud or obvious. Most days, the sky is a clear, endless blue. The sun shines down, baking the earth and everything on it. Many come here for adventure, or just to see the wild beauty. But this is a place where nature doesn't give second chances. In Death Valley, ignorance isn't just risky, it can be fatal. Death Valley, near the California-Nevada border, is one of the hottest places on Earth. In July 1913, Furnace Creek set the world's highest air temperature, 134 degrees. That record still stands. Summer highs often reach 120 degrees, and nights offer little relief. Surrounded by tall mountains, the valley traps heat, creating a natural oven. It's a place where the climate is not just harsh, it's extreme. Most people think about air temperature during a heat warning, but in Death Valley, the ground itself becomes a deadly weapon. Surfaces like sand and rocks absorb the sun's energy, reaching up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to burn skin through shoes. If you touch the ground, you could get a serious burn in seconds. In Death Valley, surface heat is often the true killer. The human body is built to keep cool, but only up to a point. When you're in Death Valley, even a fit, healthy person can get into trouble fast. The body cools itself by sweating, but sweat can't keep up when the air is this hot and dry. First comes dehydration. You lose water and salt. Muscles cramp, and your mouth feels sticky and dry. Next is heat exhaustion. You feel dizzy, weak, and nauseous. Your skin may be cool and clammy, or hot and dry. If no help arrives, heat stroke follows. Heat stroke is deadly. Your body temperature rises above 104 degrees Fahrenheit, or 40 degrees Celsius. You might stop sweating altogether. Confusion sets in. Organs begin to fail. Without quick treatment, death is likely. This can all happen in under an hour. Most people think they'll notice when they're in danger. In Death Valley, that's a dangerous mistake. The dry air tricks you. Sweat disappears before you even notice it's there. You may not feel hot at first, but your body is losing water with every breath. Trouble can come fast. You can go from feeling fine to feeling faint within minutes, especially if you're active. Children, the elderly, and pets are at even higher risk. In some cases, standing outside for just 15 minutes in the midday sun is enough to start the slide toward heat stroke. Even if you find shade, the air can still be dangerously hot. The danger doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes people sit down just to rest and never get up again. Death Valley doesn't give warnings, it just acts. Death Valley's charm is part of its danger. The wide, open spaces look peaceful. The salt flats shine white under the sun, almost like snow. Wildflowers bloom in rare, spectacular bursts. The colorful canyons and sand dunes look like scenes from another world. This beauty makes people drop their guard. Many visitors think, how bad can it be? It's just a desert. The roads are smooth and the views are breathtaking. It feels safe, at first. But the valley's stunning charm is a mask for its deadly side. Few realize how quickly things can change. A quick walk to take a photo can turn into a life or death struggle. The biggest danger is thinking it can't happen to you. Death Valley National Park is huge. It covers over 3 million acres. That's bigger than the entire state of Delaware. Once you leave the main roads, it's easy to be miles from help. Cell phone service is spotty or non-existent in most places. If your car breaks down, it could be hours, or even days, before anyone finds you. There are only a few ranger stations and limited emergency services. Water sources are rare and often undrinkable. The valley's size and isolation make self-rescue hard, if not impossible. The distances are deceiving. What looks like a short walk on a map could take hours across rough, hot ground. In Death Valley, being alone is not romantic, it's risky. Modern cars seem tough, but in Death Valley, engines and electronics struggle. The extreme heat can cause tires to blow out, batteries to die, and engines to overheat. Air conditioning might fail, turning the inside of a car into a furnace. If your car breaks down, waiting for help becomes a race against time. Walking for help is risky. Many people have died trying. Even GPS devices can fail or give bad directions. In remote areas, rescue can take hours or longer. Carrying extra water and supplies is critical. Yet many visitors don't plan for emergencies. In Death Valley, machines are no match for the sun. Hiking in Death Valley feels tempting. The views are amazing, and the landscape calls out for exploration. But hiking, even for a short distance, can be deadly. The heat saps your strength quickly, trails have little to no shade, and the ground radiates heat upward. Many visitors try short walks and quickly become exhausted. Dehydration can set in before you finish your hike. When you start to feel weak or dizzy, it's often already too late. Some hikers underestimate how much water they need. One small bottle is never enough out here. If you get lost, confusion from heat can make it impossible to find your way back. In Death Valley, even a quick walk can be a fatal mistake. One of the scariest things about Death Valley is that you may not realize you're in danger until it's too late. The dry air means sweat vanishes fast. You might not feel thirsty until severe dehydration has already started. Heat can also affect your mind. Judgment becomes clouded. You might forget to drink water or push yourself too far. The signs of heat exhaustion and heat stroke can be subtle at first. Headache, tiredness, confusion. By the time you understand what's happening, your body may be shutting down. This silent, creeping danger is why so many people get into trouble in Death Valley. It sounds strange in such a dry place, but flash floods are a real danger in Death Valley. When rare rainstorms hit, water races down the canyons and washes in a matter of minutes. The ground is so dry and hard that it can't soak up the rain. This means water builds up fast and turns into a wall of mud, rocks, and debris. Flash floods can sweep away cars, flip over people, and destroy roads. They strike with little warning. You might be hiking in sunshine and suddenly hear a roar as water rushes down a canyon. The safest thing is to stay out of canyons if storms are nearby. Never camp or rest in a dry wash. In Death Valley, the dangers don't always come from the sun. Death Valley's landscape is like no other. There are salt flats that stretch for miles, sand dunes that shift with the wind, and deep canyons that twist and turn. All these places are beautiful, but they're also traps for the unwary. Salt flats look like smooth, easy walking, but the surface can be crusty and sharp, with deep mud underneath. It's easy to lose your way because everything looks the same. Canyons can be confusing, with dead ends and sudden drops. Getting lost here is more serious than most places. There are no water sources, little shade, and no obvious landmarks. In Death Valley, the land itself can become your enemy. Badwater Basin is the lowest point in North America, sitting 282 feet below sea level. It's famous for its strange salt formations and endless white flats, but it's also one of the deadliest spots in Death Valley. The sun's rays bounce off the white salt, doubling the heat. There is no shade, and the temperature on the flats can be much higher than anywhere else in the park. Walking here feels like stepping into an oven. Carrying water is a must, but even then, the risk is huge. Every year, tourists try to explore Badwater Basin on foot. Many underestimate the heat, and some never make it back. This place is beautiful, unique, and deadly. So, why do people keep coming to Death Valley? The answer is simple. It's stunning. Nowhere else looks quite like it. The sunrises and sunsets paint the sky. The stars at night are brighter than almost anywhere in the world. For many, this is a once-in-a-lifetime adventure. People come to test themselves, to find beauty in extremes, or simply to see a place so wild and different. Some want to take photos, drive the scenic roads, or hike the famous trails. The valley draws people in, each seeking something special. But too often visitors forget. This is still one of the most dangerous places on the planet. The beauty is real, but so is the risk. Death Valley is a beautiful killer. It looks calm and peaceful, but it hides deadly dangers at every turn. Many who visit never truly understand how easily things can go wrong. In a matter of minutes, the desert can turn from a place of wonder to a place of disaster. The real risk isn't just the heat, it's underestimating what this place can do. Always prepare before you go. Carry more water than you think you'll need. Tell someone your plans, know your limits, and never take chances. Death Valley demands respect. Treat it with care, and you may come away with memories of one of the world's most stunning places. but forget the danger, and you may never come back at all.